So be careful, because you don't know when your time will come. It's like if the owner of a house had known when at night a thief was coming. They would have been on alert, and so their house wouldn't have been violated. That's why you should be on alert, because the so-called Son of Man will arrive in an hour that you don't expect. All right, hello and welcome to Advent 1 of Year A, Matthew's year. This is Brother Logan Isaac, and you're listening to or watching First Formation. And before I launch into this morning's reflections and why the reading was different than you might have in your own Bible, I wanted to welcome you to I'm just going to call it the reboot of First Formation. And I'm going to call it the reboot because I've been doing First Formation and reading the lectionary for 7 or 8 years. I started not too long after our oldest was born, I think, and I started reading the dailies, the Monday through Saturday daily lectionary readings of the Revised Common Lectionary. Thank you, Vanderbilt Library, for making them accessible. And I did that for 3 full years, an entire liturgical cycle, and that really got me comfortable with the Bible, and it got me more curious about getting into what's behind the Bible, the stuff that I don't always see myself, but I see through layers of interpretation. I speak English as my native tongue, American English, because that's important to distinguish. But I knew from a very young spiritual age that this was written in Greek and Hebrew, languages I don't speak natively. But one of my first Bibles, I got a keyword study Bible with the Greek and Hebrew Strong's numbers. And if you've read God is a Grunt, which I'm running out of hardcover copies to be available, but I am going to be re-releasing it as a softcover. God is a Grunt was the first place where I really got into the Greek and Hebrew, and I gave people resources to get into it themselves through blueletterbible.org, which is what I use. If you want I have this big Strong's Concordance with all the Greek and Hebrew roots, verbs and nouns, and all these compound words. And the more I dug into a foreign language, the closer I got to God. And by that I mean the more my curiosity was satisfied. Because when I got that keyword Bible, I was in an evangelical mom and pop Bible store in Mililani on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. And I believe that I prayed a prayer without really knowing it, because the cashier, at least, was probably the owner, some older woman, said, "What do you want to engrave on your new Bible?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, people mostly get their names." I'm like, something just struck me as like, that's not important to me. If I lose this Bible, it would be great if someone else had it and used it and enjoyed it. And so I didn't want to put something personalized on it that would name it as mine.